This is what comes to my mind. You know that dance?
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sabbath. And welcome to Chit Chat with the Guthries. Bum, 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 bum.
Hello. Welcome to another episode.
2.7. Happy Sabbath to you. It's good to be here.
Big up to all the persons who did join us in the pop-up live.
Yeah, it was really a pop-up for
Apologize
true.
for the persons who indicated in the comments that they did not see a notification. This is the correct time for you to press that notification bell so that when
Don't
we
be
post
left
a video or
out.
live, you will be notified.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. Well,
How was your week?
I'm a little. My week was all right. It went really fast. You know, when you work, you don't really get caught up with the holidays. You know, you love the holidays, but like, oh Lord, this
Wow.
public holiday thing, I'm happy for it, but it kind of threw up my
Wow.
entire week. But, that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's get into the chat. What are we talking about today, Haron?
We're talking about the Bible and prophecy.
Dum, 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 dum. Normally, like, when people talk about prophecies, like, it's such a boring topic. So I hope we don't bore our audience. Did you just do that on the national television? No, sir. Anyways, Haron, what is prophecy? Shoot, go. What's prophecy,
I mean,
man?
people when people hear the word prophecy, they think of predictions. So they're going to read me up.
Ellen White.
Going to show me what to come. But that's small subset.
Somebody
of what,
ever read your
of
yet?
what?
You don't know me this
No,
ask.
no.
I'll stay on track.
Not yet.
Listen, me already I think I'm going to have no song for this episode,
That's very good. Keep it going.
No. Signs of
Me
the
say, if you
time.
never have dropped a song, we'll have to take away Adventist card.
Where?
So prophecy rightly understood is telling forth and foretelling. But you look in the Bible from Genesis to Malachi, Matthew to Revelation, the bulk of prophecy is telling forth. This is giving God's instruction to God's people. Sometimes this instruction will come from object lessons, coming from oracles, stories, narratives. Yes, sometimes this type of instruction when taken a foretelling element,
Right.
where there's an apocalyptic, there's an unveiling, using deep symbolisms. But those are not the only prophecies that foretell. There are typologies that foretell. There are also what is called classical prophecies, where the predictions are very straightforward. Place X, time Y, event Z is going to take
You
place.
just call two words. That means that there are two types of prophecies.
In terms of predictive prophecies, they are, broadly speaking, like maybe 3 times: Messianic, typological, apocalyptic.
Okay.
So the Messianic ones are predictive prophecies about Jesus, that the Messiah, Jesus the Christ, would fulfill. The typology where there is a type of structure, small scale. Well, for the purpose of this, small scale in the literal, the local, an event, person, institution, or some narrative, and then later on at another point in time in real history you have something on a much global scale that scales up what the little type would do. That makes no sense to somebody, but that's fine. We'll have to come back to it
some other time.
point, maybe like season 5.
Season 5. Oh, we're gonna be here that long. Woo! All right. So why
or in a deep dive.
Yeah.
We just right.
All right. So why is prophecy important? Like, is it important? Is it even relevant now? Why do I need to know about what used to happen back then and what will happen now? I'm just live in the now. YOLO. What that mean again? You only live once.
Because not even the persons who are telling you to live in the know, live in the know. They are busy planning how to get you on their latest trend, so that you can, support their lifestyle and their position of power.
So why prophecy?
But prophecy, if we broaden our perspective and move away from the prophecies, just predictions, and if we look at it as instructions from God on how I should live, when I consider that sin entered in and broke the relationship between man and God, and therefore God has to bridge the gap to communicate to me, and so invented prophecy and invented prophets, which are his messengers. So not only are they foretelling, right? But they are telling forth. And even their foretelling is a telling forth. So prophecy is important because it contains instructions from God for the life I live now, so that I can have clarity as to what is to come, right? I can know how to be ready. I can position myself. And it also helps to deepen my faith in God. Isaiah 46, 9 and 10, God declares that he's sovereign. Paraphrasing the verse, he declares that he's sovereign, that he controls not just events, but he controls across time, and that his counsel will stand and he will do all his pleasure. So it's a way now where God gives a proof as to his divinity through prophecy.
So you mentioned a little while ago a text, right? Is it important for what's the link between prophecy and the Bible? Is there a link? If I believe in the Bible, do I have to believe in prophecy? And if I believe in prophecy, do I have to believe in the Bible?
That's a very good question.
Duh.
The humility. Broaden the perspective again. Prophecy is telling forth from God. It's God's message that gives me instructions. Yes, it's going to unveil. And we realize that the Bible is a product of prophecy. It's a product of God through the Holy Spirit inspiring the prophets. And it's a product of the prophets being faithful with the message. And it's a product of God preserving that message so that we can have it. So Isaiah 8:20 says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it's because there is no light in them.
Full of darkness.
Pressure.
Carry your candle.
I don't see how that fit.
Light.
Yeah, I don't see how that fit. Testimony. So the testimony is the product of what the prophet will share. So the Bible is a product of prophecy. And the Bible itself is a prophecy, and it contains different types of prophecies.
Which means that if you believe in the Bible,
if I believe in the Bible, then I believe in
prophecy.
In prophecy.
And if you believe in prophecy, you have to believe in the
I believe in the Bible. Somehow somewhere we have to find some time to touch this whole how you can know a true prophet from a false prophet. Cause you keep on coming up. I remember the last episode. You keep on coming up. So maybe season 6.
All right, wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, is there can anybody just get up? Well, oh my God, the question I was gonna ask was the question I linked to that. Okay, the gift of prophecy, right? And I know you just said we have to for another episode. We'll have to go into what are some of the things that you can use to confirm if someone is a prophet or not. But is the gift of prophecy for everybody? Can we just wake up and get it? Woo!
No.
So how you get the gift of prophecy? What's the connection there?
Well, a church don't give you, and your favorite preacher don't give you, nor you go to some weekend retreat and man lay a hand upon you, pray long, big fancy prayer over you, and you get it, right? And just because you dream, and come see you see things in your dream,
lay hand on you,
means you have it. Well, first of all, you're a woman.
So what are you trying to say? A woman can't lay hand on you?
Mercy, watch are the comments. Look at the comments. Taking off. Bing, 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 bing. Bing.
You know what? Let me ask you a different question.
Yeah. So the gift of prophecy is not for everybody. God selects the. Wait.
Let me lay hand on you.
God selects the prophet. God selects the prophet or the prophetess, and there are clear evidences.
So if God selects the prophet or the prophetess, I'm happy that you said that. So a woman can be a prophetess. It means a woman can lay hand on you. Come and lay hand on you.
Touching me and laying hand on me are two different songs.
But I want to touch on your head, lay. Yeah. Lay me down in a bed of roses. Focus. Serious thing. All right. Is there a connection between prophecy and the plan of salvation?
Yeah. Well, the plan of salvation is explained to us and unveiled to us through the gift of prophecy.
Right.
And if one says, the very first predictive prophecy in the Bible, which is Genesis 3:15, I will put enmity between thee and the woman, between thy seed and her seed. You'll bruise his heel, but he will crush your head. That is the very first predictive prophecy. And, depending on where I am, I tell people that it's the very first time prophecy in the Bible, because this verse drives the rest of the Old Testament. And this verse now anchors the New Testament, because it is the verse about the coming of Jesus.
Right.
So we get the person, we get the event, and it's in the context of the salvation plan.
Okay.
So the very first predictive prophecy is in symbols. It's about the person of Jesus, and it is tied into the nuts and bolts of a salvation plan. And you find that throughout all the other classical prophecies, all the Messianic prophecies, all the typologies that are prophecies, and all this twist up tongue word now, all the apocalyptic prophecies. You find that they interact with Jesus, the plan of salvation, and the power of God.
Now, what's the twist up tongue word again?
Apocalyptic.
Normally, when we hear that word, we always hear it linked with like a Daniel.
Ataclaps.
No,
You know Ataclaps. You know Ataclaps?
This is what comes to my mind. You know the dance? Anyways, let me focus. I was going on a
Need to
straight and
ban you
narrow
from the
path.
podcast.
Me, Harold,
Yeah,
and
man.
you come with hot
We need to
claps.
ban you from the podcast because of that.
Sure. Anyways, anytime you hear about what's that tongue twister word?
Apocalyptic.
Right. It always come back to my mind just now to Daniel and the Revelation. Is it that Daniel and the Revelation is the only place in the Bible that speaks about prophecy? Or why is it that every time we have a prophetic series at church, we always read about Daniel and Revelation? What's the connection there?
Where's it in that tone?
Sorry.
Anyways, those are two of my favorite books in the Bible. Put some respect in the pronunciation.
Okay, why do we always speak about Daniel and the Revelation when we speak about prophecy?
All right, now you're talking.
Prophetic
Now you're
stuff.
talking. I'll come with the radio voice. That's lovely. If you're listening, see you on Wednesday, you know. Anyways, moving on. Come on. No, we like that. We like that.
And it was Wednesday. It was last week Wednesday.
Yeah. Wow. Excellent. Yeah. So,
Answer my question.
apocalyptic comes from a word that means unveiling. Daniel and Revelation is the primary books in the Bible where you find apocalyptic prophecies, which are predictive prophecies using a lot of symbolism. So you have the time prophecy elements, and you have to decode the symbols using other passages of the Bible, right? That unveil in a progressive manner the plan of salvation
So
and
it's
the
not,
end of the great
it's not
controversy.
necessarily that nowhere else in the Bible has that kind of link. It's just that
The other places in the Bible don't have them as much.
Okay,
It's just that
I get you.
the Daniel Revelation is highly apocalyptic.
Okay.
There's a strong concentration of it. You find one or two elements like the book of Ezekiel. You find it in certain passages. Even Jesus recognized apocalyptic prophecy in Daniel in Matthew 24. He would have said when you hear what Daniel the prophet says, and then he himself gave an apocalyptic prophecy during that very night in which he was arrested. It's in Matthew 24, Mark 13, Luke 21.
Do you think that somebody who has never had a connection with a church or anything should just pick up Daniel and the Revelation and just read that first off the
It
top of
depends.
them hand? Depends on
It depends. It depends on where they are in their search. It depends on where they are in their search, because quite a number of folks who are, they're not connected to church or so on, they do read their Bibles, and they're trying to understand and to live up to what, and so they would have had a little basis, because one challenge with Daniel Revelation is that you have to be familiar with the world of the Bible. You have to be familiar with various books of the Bible and so on, so that when you read those books, the things in it now, there is a basis on which you can make a connection. So it depends on where they are. And there have been quite a number of persons who their very first encounter with the gospel would have been through a series or a seminar in which the book of Daniel and Revelation is preached or being taught, and it really grabbed their attention. It really helped to give clarity to historical events and current happenings, and it really presented the plan of salvation to them in a way that really gripped their hearts.
I'm happy that you said that.
So there is there's a place for it, contrary to
popular belief.
to modern Adventist abusive cultural dynamics where we want to relegate those books to the trash heap.
But yet
the
still
books
I'm the one getting banned.
The books have they have a great power. They have a great power. Many souls have been won to Jesus because of Daniel Revelation.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That wasn't so bad. So, as we wrap, you have something else to say? As we wrap. Harold, every week me come and wrap you up. Just wrap up. Wrap up.
As a wrap. All right.
Anyways,
let me
ask you a
unwrap.
quick question.
Let me unwrap.
No,
let me
yes,
unwrap.
we should have done that from the beginning.
Let me unwrap. Yeah.
I've
Quick
been
question.
unveiling
Yeah,
you.
quick question.
All right. All right. You know, it's funny, or I don't know if this is funny or ironic. I don't know what this is, but let me just ask a question. Don't you think that the SDA church was born out of prophetic findings?
Yeah. I mean, Daniel 14.
So why are we so anti it?
Oh, boy.
No, not anti.
I'm so going to get cancelled for this.
No.
We're
It's
anti
tell me
because...
tell me the
because...
answer on my ears first.
Yeah, come and tell you. So, because there are multiple reasons. People with their emotional imbalance and their zeal, run to the book of Daniel, Revelation. They understand a little bit, and they're not applying it in a very constructive way, and so it becomes a turn off to the others who haven't studied it.
Okay.
But that case is in the minority. The majority is that there's just plain indifference to the Bible. We don't have a Bible reading habit. We don't have a Bible study habit. So we don't even know what is in it, to even contend with.
Okay.
And there is the element as well that there's a devil who doesn't want us to study these books.
True.
Because these books are there to prepare us for the second coming of Jesus. You read Daniel Revelation, you leave those books with a firm understanding that Jesus is coming again. This world is not it. This world going to end. And where am I with God? And for when people get those understanding, you can't live ordinary. You can't live ordinary.
For sure,
Can't live
for
ordinary.
sure.
And many of us in my generation know,
Do you think it takes some time to actually digest those things? Because,
it depends.
Sometimes when you read these things and it's like, instead of giving you a sense of reassurance, it leaves you in a sense of fear.
So we want reassurance. We want reassurance.
So you mustn't get reassurance of eternal life.
No, we don't need any reassurance.
Why? What do you mean?
We don't need any reassurance. And watch how somebody do pause and turn off on the video and cuss now. All right? But I invite them to come back. We don't need any reassurance. We already have.
I want reassurance.
We already have reassurance. We already have reassurance. We already have. We already have reassurance. We already have reassurance.
Want him name assurance, but me can't find it. Not name it, but assurance, I want him.
Really? Come on. We already have the reassurance that we have. The plan of salvation, Jesus is the anchor point for it. That He's the reassurance that we need. Anything else that we're searching for is trying to add to. It's trying to add to what Jesus is to give us. Sure. We come away from the hearing these presentations on the books with fear, because that is the conviction of the Holy Spirit, but we don't know how to process it. So we're having this emotional response to us being convicted. Right? So these books they're telling us Jesus is coming again. Get ready.
Jesus.
Are you ready? Where are you with Jesus? Right? No, those questions get to our core, Those questions get to our core, and nobody knows my state of readiness better than me.
Nobody.
And when we hear these things from books of Daniel and Revelation, we have a choice to make. We have a choice to make. And the book of Daniel is simply saying, Jesus is coming again. Get ready. Are you ready? Help others to be ready.
And that's
and
a
Revelation
wrap.
is saying the same thing as well.
Excellent ending, Harold. Excellent ending. Do you have any Do you have anything further to say?
No, man. This is going to want deep dive.
Okay, no
This is
problem.
going to deep dive because
Coming to
nothing we give tell people. I said Daniel have 12 chapter, Revelation have 22.
Okay, you just tell them that.
Yeah, nothing we give to say. This is the 2 type of chapter in Daniel, and this is all the chapters in Revelation.
No, but we're not talking about
we
Daniel
need
and
to
Revelation,
deep dive.
Harold. We were just talking about
No,
prophecy,
we need to do a
what
deep dive.
it is, what is
We need to
its
deep dive.
purpose,
So
and
go in
we've
the comments,
answered all those questions.
Go in the comments and just type 2 words, deep dive.
That are you and them alone.
All right, go in the comments, type deep dive.
Anyways,
like the video,
gentle folks,
like the video, hit the subscribe,
as per usual.
touch
it
that
was
bell
nice
for notification.
being
I'm
here.
talking here. I don't understand it. and go in the comments and put deep dive. Deep dive.
Okay. Deep dive. All right. High five. No? Aaron, sure. Thank you, folks, for joining us. This has been another episode of Chit Chat with the Guthries. Let us know in the comments if when you read or you hear about Bible prophecy, what was your first response to it, and since reading and being spiritually mature, what's now your response to Bible prophecy? And of course, if you want for us to go deeper in this topic, type deep dive in the comments. What will we talk about next? Ta-ta!